he did it again. Donald Trump had to cancel that so-called Great American State Fair. Once again, nobody was showing up. Yeah, there was some intermittent light rain. It was more like mist for everybody there in Washington, D.C. They realized it didn't need to actually shut down this fair, but nobody showed up. The Trump regime got humiliated. They were putting all of these resources with Fox to try to promote the heck out of this Great American State Fair. Nobody showed up. I think like in all, you may have had throughout the entire day, maybe 1,000, 2,000 people. I'm talking like total, show up. And there were times where it looked like there were 12, 15 people. And folks, just on any normal day on the mall in Washington, D.C., you would have like literally 1,000 times the amount of people who were there. People wanted to avoid this at all costs. And then when they canceled this event, this was the second time they've canceled it. Like in the first 4 days, 50% of the days have been canceled. The other 2 days, nobody showed up, and nobody showed up again today. The cancellation sign misspelled the word freedom. Here, zoom in right here. It says, the Great American State Fair event postponed due to severe weather. It wasn't severe weather. This event is postponed. Go to Freedom 250 social media for more updates. Please proceed to the nearest exit. And they spell freedom, Freeedom. They don't even know how to spell freedom. So here was the message that they posted from the Freedom 250 social media account. Due to inclement weather in the area, the Freedom 250 Great American State Fair and FIFA World Cup 2026 fan zone will be temporarily postponed, and attendees are encouraged to seek shelter. The safety of our guests, staff, and partners remains our top priority. We are actively monitoring conditions and will provide updates as they become available. Matt Rain, a buddy of mine who was there, says it was light mist at most. Not really sure why they were shutting it down other than the fact that nobody was there. Matt Rain also captured some video that he posted. I want to share it with you. You can see right here how the facade seems to be warping here into something. I mean, just look, the facade of that triumphal arc, that they put up there, the triumphal arc replica, they literally stapled sheets of paper to this thing, and I'll show you what it looks like here. And Anarchy Princess, who is in Washington, D.C., and you all know the great work that she does. Shout out to Anarchy Princess. I mean, she's a real superstar, a real patriot and hero here, and I love sharing with you some of the stuff that she captures. She goes, guys, these buildings at the Great American State Fair are just covered in printed sheets. They are literally stapled on. And then she goes and she shows us this video. The Golden Arch is their pride and joy, but look at it up close. Amanda Moore, who's there, and she does a great job as well. I love her reporting. She goes, I'm back at the Great American State Fair. It's very, very muddy. And here's what she captured. Play this clip.
Yes, just like a real
Back to Anarchy Princess here for a moment. This is when they close the Great American State Fair, and you'll see most of the people who are there are the National Guard, and you'll see the National Guard walking away. Let's take a look at what it looked like. Play this clip.
Inclement weather on the way. What's wrong?
So then Donald Trump sent his chief propagandist, Caroline Leavitt, down there. And even in the photo that she tried to take, and again, she's the chief propagandist, here's what she posted. And this photo of herself. Fun day at the Great American State Fair with the Ferris wheel emoji. How cool is it that we are alive during this historic time and we get to experience America's 250th birthday? Looking forward to making more lifelong memories over the course of this very special week. Here's a photo that she posted. And the thing is this actually could have been really cool if Donald Trump didn't make it all about himself. This was supposed to be the America 250 celebration. There was lots of funding and resources and planning that had been going into this for almost a decade. Congress made it a bipartisan or nonpartisan thing. The Smithsonian was going to be running these events. There was going to be great festivals throughout. It was going to look like an actual fair, like an actual festival or fair that I'm sure you're used to seeing or you've been to before, but times 1,000. And then Donald Trump wanted to make it about himself. He created his Freedom 250. No one even knows where the money's going. It kicks off and you have Sean Duffy, Donald Trump's transportation secretary, calling the musical performers who didn't want to play because it was politicized libtards. By the way, while his daughter with Down syndrome was standing by his side, people are like, I just don't want to be a part of this. This is weird. I don't want to be associated with it.
We have an important message to share from our friends at Americans United for Separation of Church and State. The Trump administration's excessive Christian nationalist rhetoric is only building as we move toward the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. AU is highlighting a case involving federal workers caught in the crossfire. A multi-faith group of federal employees filed a new lawsuit against the U.S. Department of Agriculture for violating the separation of church and state and the religious freedoms promised in our Constitution. Americans United received emails from multiple USDA employees saying that the proselytizing Easter email sent by the Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke L. Rollins, to more than 100,000 USDA employees is an abuse of power that violates the separation of church and state promised in the First Amendment. They are absolutely right. The hits keep on coming from this administration, and Americans United is doing their best to keep up the fight against Christian nationalism. If you want to help, head to au.org/Meidas to learn more about their work and how you can get involved. Americans United, supporting everyone's right to live as they choose, so long as they don't harm others. That's au.org/Meidas.
Caroline Leavitt went on state regime media Fox, though, and tried to act like things were great. Here, play this clip.
It's so cool to have all 50 states represented and people from all over the country that have traveled to enjoy our nation's 250th birthday.
And then yesterday, as they were shutting this event down, state regime media, which calls itself Fox, was trying to be like, look, there are thousands of people here. Even with the rain, there are thousands of people. I can literally see behind you that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 19, 20, 26. There's 26 people in the entire Washington Mall behind you. And if you weren't there, if Trump's thing wasn't there, on a normal day, there would probably have been thousands and thousands of people. People are repelled by this repugnant fascist oddity weirdness that Trump's turned this thing into. Here, play this clip right here.
And sometimes the pictures really don't tell the full story, because if you look behind us, you see, okay, there are a couple hundred people back there, but the truth is when you make your way over here and you're in a wash of people.
The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. And then Donald Trump made this social media post. I'm not even going to read the whole thing because just look at it. I mean, if you had anybody in your life who made a post that looked like this or sent you a text message that looked like this, you would probably need to do a 5150 involuntary cycle just the way it looks. And what he's actually saying in that post is he calls the algae criminal algae in the reflecting pool, and that we have to get rid of the criminal algae that's put in there by Antifa. I mean, a real psychotic human, like a real vile psychotic human. And it's not funny because he's out there hurting you. He's causing so much economic pain and suffering right now to the American people. Going back to state regime media's coverage right here. This is one account note. So state regime media Fox is so eager to promote this horrific fair, this Great America Fair. They have their meteorologist milking a fake cow and then drinking cereal from the fake cow milk, or the milking the fake cow. I don't know. Here, play this clip.
I've got my bowl of cereal, and you can't just eat dry cereal. Like, you eat the dry cereal? No, that's not it. Yeah, milk into the cereal. You give a nice little squeeze, and that is how you get a delicious bowl of Michigan cereal coming in here. I can get all the udders, all the teats, squeezing them. What is squeezing them? And look at this. Look at this delicious bowl of cereal. Yum. Open up. I want to feed this to Charlie.
Then you had people at the Department of Defense, which they now call the War Department. They did a booth where they are trying to get people into tactical gear. I'll show you this. Let's play this clip right here.
Here we are celebrating 250-year history of the U.S. military. As you can see, we've got, battles from wars past. I don't know if that's John Paul Jones up there defeating the Serapis. I would have said HMS Serapis, but of course they didn't have that moniker, the British, till after the war. We're talking about John Paul Jones. I call him a founding father. But we got people from all over the country who are not letting the rain affect them. A lot of Fox fans out here, Rich, but people having a good time. They're going to try on. You let the Army in here. The Army, some tactical gear. We got the Army here. 1st Cavalry Division there, largest patch ever from the U.S. military.
And then on state regime media, they go, actually, there was 10,000 people who visited the Florida Pavilion. There's not 10,000 people who's even near this area, yet alone visiting the Florida Pavilion. This is just the stupidest propaganda imaginable. As this thing was being canceled, that's what they were doing. Then it got canceled because nobody showed, and you blamed it on the rain. Here, play this clip.
Crowds have been great. We have had nonstop people through our booth. I think yesterday we had around 10,000 people walk through the Florida Pavilion alone. We had a line earlier. Like I said, we just had a weather break here at the fair, but we had a line earlier that was all the way across the mall here, and we're glad to see it. We want to welcome people in. If you haven't been to the Great American State Fair, there's time.
Reggie B posts this right here. You won't believe the turnout at the Great American State Fair. Worse than you thought. This is someone getting video on the Ferris wheel right here. So in case you're like, Ben, deceptive angles, Ben. Deceptive angles. I need to see a full view. Maybe you're not showing. Okay, here's someone on the Ferris wheel with the whole angle of everything. You have a sad state of affairs right here. This is what happens when Trump makes it all about himself. Let's play it.
I am here on location at the Great American State Fair. I can barely get around right now because the amount of people that are here.
That Fox booth where they were broadcasting out of, the Great American State Fair, presented by UFC, ExxonMobil, Lockheed Martin, United Health Group. Well, why is it being sponsored by UFC, Lockheed Martin, United Health Group? I mean, what the hell's even going on right there? You had some of the people there who showed up were wearing jackets that said "Born to Ride Donald Trump." I think that slogan sounded better in their head as call to activism rights. Anarchy Princess also showing one of the tents. This was one of the main attractions at this state fair. It's a tent where you can get baptized. And then here was a lady who did indeed get baptized at the fair. You can see this for yourself right here. Let's play it.
Ma'am, I just saw you being baptized here at the Great American State Fair.
I was baptized as a baby, but I got away from the Lord. And then in my mid-30s, he brought me back, Jesus. In the last, I would say 2 to 3 years, he has stirred my heart that I had to be immersed in water. I came out of obedience, and I know he did something today with me. I felt his joy in my obedience.
And then finally, Adam Kinzinger had some wise words about this Great American Fair. Here's what my friend Adam Kinzinger had to say. Let's play it.
So let's talk about this 50 state fair that is failing at the mall. There's like 10 people that have gone to it. Fox News is doing their best to make it look like there's a lot there, and so is Trump. Now, why does it matter? So let's be clear. This was supposed to be a summer where we were celebrating 250 years of America. Look back to what happened in 1976. It was a year of celebration. America 250 was an organization that was put together by Congress. It was supposed to be bipartisan, and its goal was to put together these events. But this was taken over by Donald Trump and Freedom 250 because Donald Trump wanted to make the 250th anniversary of America about him. He wanted to be a celebration of Donald Trump. Look at the passport he put out where it's him. Look at all of this. Look at the opening speeches at this state fair where they said things like libtards. And then they wonder why all of a sudden people aren't going. Look, people aren't pointing out the lack of attendance because we're dunking on America or because we're not proud Americans. We're pointing it out because it, like everything Donald Trump does, has died because of him, because he makes it about himself. And when 30% of the country is all that approves of you, and you make this a celebration of you, nobody's gonna turn out. And nobody's turned out. A lot of states have even decided not to participate. Again, let me remind folks, in an opening speech, they said libtards, and then claimed this is a celebration of American unity. It's failed. And it's too bad, because when I was born in 1978 and I started to come into consciousness, I saw the quarters from 1976. I heard about the bicentennial, and I thought, like, well, that sounds kind of cool. I'm going to be old, 48 years old, when the 250 comes around. The 250's come around, and it's dead because Trump touched it. Everything Trump touches dies, and this is no different. I'm sorry if it makes you mad. You shouldn't be mad at people pointing out the lack of attendance. You should be mad at Donald Trump for destroying what was supposed to be an extremely unifying event. When you say libtard in the opening, I'm sorry, you're not really a unifying event. We're thinking about.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think about all of this. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate you.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.